Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chaotic Wonderful, and we're going to be rocking some 7th Sea action for y'all this evening. But before we get into the game itself, let's introduce everyone to the players and, of course, our illustrious GM. So let's start with Taylor with Rafiki on deck.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I use she, her pronouns. I'm going to be playing Ailey Baird. And you can also find me on Twitter and Twitch at Roll for Felicity. That's me.
Fantastic. Now, please, Rafiki with Maria on deck.
It's so funny that we say on deck because we're playing a party game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Rafiki. You're right. I gotta be here tonight to GM for this wonderful game with these wonderful people. There's not much to say about me. I do things on the internet here and there. That's pretty much it.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Now, Maria with me on deck.
Hello, I'm Maria. I use they, she pronouns. I can be found on the internet at Happy Capster, where I stream and do various other sorts of TTRPG shenanigans here and there. Tonight I am playing Jay Berkman, who uses they and them pronouns.
Outstanding. I'm very excited. And my name is Matt. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Wei, who also uses he, him pronouns. And you can find me on the socials, on Twitch, on YouTube as Improv and D&D. Now, we may have one late entry. So if my overlay goes chaotic, well, I mean, I'm just staying true to the name, right? Chaotic Wonderful. We'll have another wonderful person joining it. But without further ado, I'm going to kick it over to Rafiki, who is our incredible GM for this evening. Take it away.
All right. So, the crew of the Hummingbird has been sitting sail to the city of Five Sail. Here, not necessarily by choice, but perhaps are not even left them in best state on their ship. Fate has a way to play tricks on them, and in recent months have been lacking and stacking the deck against them. So as the city come to view before you, you see what has been sometimes called the scattered city for a good reason. You see ancient walls surrounding the Five Sail, large part of the city that outgrew those walls long time ago. You see smoke rising from chimney. You can hear calls and chatter from the wharf. Ships from all over Tia make ports here, and you can see flags all around from all regions. You even see Jolly Roger is flying on some mast right beside ships claiming to be some pirate hunter. Old Sarah stands beside you, and well, here's the city where dishonest men can hear honest coin and laugh, showing the sparse teeth and opposite truth as well. And he goes back to his work. And as you get close, you start to see the architecture of the place. Those who may have studied such matter may notice that buildings here and there pop up with no regards at all for any historical consistencies. One building may be 50 years old, seemingly made from Castilian man. Meanwhile, the next building could be as old as 500 years old and was clearly built by someone from Bodaci. You can already tell the city has seen war, but that's a past history. Some buildings remain demolished and others are altogether just gone. You know, what can you expect from such city? When somebody here can just usually come here when they're a bit down on their luck. Nothing else but rubble, wake, soldiers, folks, mismatched colors all around. As if they were 2 or even 3 different nations. But still, city merchants on the streets, centered by the water, and you're sure, as you get beyond those walls, made of stones, earth, and you will find riches. So that's where we start here in the city of 5 sail. So, as we approach, the crew of the Hummingbird is coming in on this morning. Let's just do a quick introduction of who a character are and who would be first coming down the gangplank of the Hummingbird. Would it be our, perhaps, captain?
Oh yeah. I can imagine in this case. I mean, you do see, of course, this gentleman with dark hair, slicked back a bit, gold spectacles, wearing a light brown vest, a button-up shirt, the sleeves rolled back, but he strides forward with a look of hope. He has a couple books in his hand, and as he looks, he's scanning, he's scouring, because he is, of course, looking for the love of his life, the love that he has read and dreamt about for so long. Maybe she's out there. Maybe. But how else could I find out if I don't take that step? And as I do, I can imagine like stepping off the ramp onto the dock itself and stumbling a little bit, just trying to figure out how to walk on regular land again. But Wei will call out, "All right, crew, it's time to disembark."
All right, captain, says the crew.
Yes. Take care of everything you need to. I'll be right here. And he opens up a book and doesn't help at all with any of the actual work.
Fantastic. There's not going to be any reason for mutiny with that. We will be following suit in the footsteps of the captain as everybody disembark. Who would that be? I mean, you may be coming
Maybe
down
we
the same
go at the
time.
same time.
Maybe we go at the same time. Yeah, I think Ailey is doing the classic pirate thing where like the captain called out the orders and then Ailey's going around to everyone and like saying, "You heard the captain, we gotta get all this stuff packed up, we gotta get everything put into shape," and like just re-saying all this stuff. Also maybe not doing that much, but for a different reason. Yeah.
I mean, look, you work on a pirate ship. You know, those cannons are loud. You need sometimes things to be repeated.
Yeah. That's what she's saying. She's like, "Didn't you hear him the first time? Okay, get your fingers out of your ears. We gotta get some work done. We're getting ready to go into this town, and okay, you're not gonna want to have that money pouch out on your pocket like that. You're gonna want to, you're around pirates all the time. You're gonna want to hide that someplace on your person."
Fantastic.
Ailey knows how it is. Ailey calls. Ailey knows.
Yeah. Ailey know what's about going down in 5 sails, type of shenanigans that will happen here.
I think Jay, as Ailey is like running around trying to get people to like pay attention, Jay picks up just like a fairly hefty and large looking burlap sack of something presumably heavy, and puts it over their shoulder and kind of to whoever the last person that Ailey like shouted at, just kind of like bends over and just says quietly, "You should probably listen. I mean, they're making a lot of good sense." And is gonna start taking this large sack down the gangplank. And Jay is probably close to like 5'10" to 6 feet. Is pretty is was probably very, very muscular and fit in their day, but they're in their late 40s now. They've got like fairly large, wavy black hair, kind of a deep blue eye. That's only one of them is visible. The other one has been covered, and nobody is really seen what's under there. You can see that they have an eye under there still, but you can't really see anything else. They have a handful of tattoos. The most notable, though, is on their wedding hand. It looks like there is a tattoo on there, like instead of a ring. That's the most visible one. But they're typically quiet individual. Oh, their black hair is turning silver, by the way. There's got like streaks of silver in it at this point. And everybody would have known Jay's been on this sea a while, like probably like close to 30 years at this point. And is definitely walking with a bit of like the bones are tired today as they walk down the gangplank.
Fantastic. I love them. I love all those characters already. They're wonderful. So as you come in, it's a bustling city. There's merchant about, sailors, and all that. And one thing that will catch all of our heroes' their attention, and this very young fella, like maybe 12 years of age, short curly black hair, his skin tanned by the sun, just running around and saying hello to everybody in every language under the sun. This young boy seems to be going around the city and is well known, and he's gonna say hello to pretty much everybody until that person says hello back. It doesn't matter if it's gonna try every language until it the right spot. And eventually, he approach your crew. It's like, hello, my name is Pena, and everyone here knows me, and I know everyone. So here, I'm more than happy to be your traveling guide if it's for your first time around here in 5 Sail.
Hello there. You said your name was Pena?
Pena.
Pena. Great. Well, Pena, do you know what the hot spot of the town is? Maybe a place where a lot of people might mingle, people who are, quite attractive?
Of course, I know every spot in the city, and of course, as it is tradition, it is tradition to, exchange coin for your guide. But I'm the best guide to get around, and I can show you the city for a few coins. Everybody get paid in 5 sales, right? It's only fair.
Yes, of course. Would you
anybody that has any history, like any knowledge of history, would know that people get paid in 5 sales. However it is, they somehow get paid.
Great.
So, but
Wei is gonna say, would you give me 1 second? I just want to confer with my associates first.
no problem. And you can see turning around and saying hello to everybody again and greeting everybody like the dog worker as he's everybody know Pena and Pena know everybody.
I will murder an entire countryside for this child.
Jay, you've been around the block quite a bit, and how much do you think would be a reasonable exchange for the information we're after?
Well, Captain, it kind of depends on what kind of information exactly we're after. I heard you say to the young sir that you wanted to find attractive people. You can use your eyes and do that for free, Captain, if you don't mind me saying so. But
That's true.
It really, it depends on how long you want to keep the lad around. Do I have a better understanding of like what the
Like, it could be like for like people will work for virtually anything, and a guy like that probably get a few coin will make
Okay.
their day.
Yeah.
The economy around here is very volatile, so
Excellent. He seems to know what he's talking about, though. So maybe, a few coins, and then when, we find what we're looking for, maybe a few more,
All right.
depending on how generous you're feeling in the moment.
Great. Ailey, what do you think?
Well, I'd say whatever you think is a good idea, Captain. I mean, I think Jay has some good points. I think we should be careful about who we're giving our money to. But other than that, I think if you think this young person's a good person to show you around, I think you should follow your heart.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Son, here, and Wei will take out his coin purse and like open it up and take out maybe a good 6 coins and say, does this seem reasonable?
and without missing a beat, he snatch it from her hand and like check if it's the real coin by biting on it. Welcome to Fight Cell, sir. Nice to meet you. Is that a mountain accent I get from you?
Oh, yes. How did you know?
And just without skipping a beat, I know every tongue, and he starts speaking to you in the native language of Montang.
Ooh. Wow. Excellent pronunciation.
So you can see him looking around. So you were looking for a good spot to meet people, correct?
Yes.
Interesting
Yeah.
people. What kind of people?
Well, and Wei, like, as once this young man asks this, Wei starts to go on one of his like flowery, like almost poetic moments that I'm sure that Jay and Ailey have seen a lot, where he's just like, well, I'm looking for the woman that when I see her, it makes my soul shiver. The one whose hair blows in the wind and every glimpse makes my heart flutter. The one who, the one who is my own, the one who belongs to the heavens above and has come down to grace me with her presence. That's who I'm looking for.
And he looks at you, a bit question and wonder, and like going back to his like upbeat self. Well, I'm not sure if I know somebody like that, but I know a nice tavern that can probably have a nice wench that with a few drinks, I'm sure that many people would look like the woman from your dreams.
And that's the most specific he's ever been when describing. So that's pretty good description.
I have a question about our captain.
Yes.
How long have you been, one, our captain, and two, on the sea? Because I take by a lot of what you're saying, maybe not long of either.
Right.
But please tell me if I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong at all.
Excellent. Great. Good. I'm glad. Okay.
Yes. I picture that maybe I was able to get on board through bending the truth a little bit here and there, maybe flaunting his professor tenureship and whatnot. But he knows nothing about seamanship. He knows nothing about. I mean, he barely got his sea legs, and now he's on land again, and so he's struggling a little bit. But
wonderful.
Yeah, for practical application, he's not great, but he will talk your ear off.
Excellent. I love him so much. Okay, great.
Very much like always subjecting men of the what's it type of deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's great. I think Jay's been helping a lot on this ship thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Quite a lot.
Absolutely. Well, shall we? to the tavern?
May as well start someplace.
Wonderful. And as you know, to the tavern, it is. You can see like that little cinematic montage scene, like the crew traveling with Pena just pointing out and talking to everybody and pointing every little details that he has learned in his 12 years of living here in a city. And Pena brings you to the old inn, which is owned by the big burly gentleman called Ol Ellenson. He's been talking and breeding about. It's pretty much a talking, living, breeding avatar questionist. He's not, he's like in the late 60s. Doesn't have time or patience for you or friends. But if you want to drink and if you want to meet interesting people, that is the place in town. And he's an old, like, thick and mean, and his arm and ends are just like wide, like mass. He's a big dude. Most likely a retired sailor that decided to open a tavern because it was just better nowadays. Red hair that are graying and balding, big bushy beard. But yeah, you are here in this tavern. It's a lovely location, and what we can do is just we can roll for a scene. So in 7 Cs, I was guessing 5 sales, which name of location.
You're not wrong, yeah.
7 Cs. You roll a bunch of D10 and tell me like how you want to approach the scene. You have various stats, which are brown, finesse, resolve, wit, panache, or your traits, and you have a few skills. So depending on how you want to approach like the general tavern scene and what you want to get from here, you will roll dice accordingly. For example, if you want to go title brawling or like wrestling with people, it would be brawn and brawl. If you want to, be smart about things and possibly notice things, it would be with a notice. And the amount of dots that you have in each is what you will roll and try to do sets of 10, which are called rays. So go for it. And whatever you use those rays for is true.
Excellent. I was thinking immediately as we step in there, I feel like Jay might have been here before. Jay's been a lot of places. Jay goes to the bar, gets a large tankard of whatever is inexpensive, because I imagine I don't have a lot of money. None of us do. And wants to go to see if they have any sort of a fighting pit or anything like that. Because the best place to get information is from people who are fighting with. You build a little camaradership.
If your approach is via drunken violence, which I always encourage,
a little drink to help soften the blows, and then a lot of blows to help soften the talk box.
Yeah, you make friends that way.
That's how I make friends, actually. That is how Jay makes friends.
Wonderful. Roll me brawn and brawl, because those would be the 2 things. How would Wei and Ailey want to just approach the general atmosphere of this tavern, which is it is an interesting ambiance, especially for people that are not necessarily used to pirate locations that may have been just freshly on the seas. It is very not. You meet all sorts of people here. So
I think Ailey is concerned about the captain getting fleeced. that like
Yup.
seeing a pretty face and then like, getting, his money taken or
Okay, I have a question. Has that happened before in other port towns?
Oh yeah,
Is this a
absolutely.
legitimate concern? Excellent. Great.
It's a truth now.
Ailey's kind of the captain's wingman, but also like protection, I think. And I realized I forgot to describe her at the beginning. I just jumped in talking. So she's very big, and like she's brawny, but she's also just like big arms, big belly. She's about 5'9". And I did my hair the same way. I described someone that I could reasonably look like.
Amazing.
She has brown hair, brown eyes. She dresses in very puffy pants and usually like layers on top, with like thick socks and sturdy boots. So she's kind of looking, I think she wants to look around and talk to people and maybe get a vibe for if there's anybody, like the prettiest women in here, to see if any of them are gonna be like, doing something to the captain.
So, do you want to approach it with wits and notice?
I think that sounds good, yeah.
All right, roll me for like wits and notice and do as many pair of tens that you can do.
Okay, so for wits, I have a legendary trait. Whenever I roll a risk using that trait, I remove one die from my pool and is always considered a 10. It also says something about 10s exploding, which I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it's different thing. Right now, it's not a risk situation. It's not a risk scenario. It would be a drama scenario in a way.
Okay, that makes sense.
Risk are more like combat situation.
Okay, so then I just would roll I would roll 4 d10s. So let me do that.
And while they're calculating that, Captain, how do you wish to approach your search for a nice lass?
Well, question for you, is the young man like, is he chilling here or is he like off? Is he?
Oh yeah, he's all around. He's known here.
Penya's the best.
Pena is the best.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome. Okay, so I mean, I feel like Wei is gonna be like trying to get the lay of the land from him, to see like if he knows anything about anyone here, because I mean he has had some issues in the past, and so he's gonna try to ask like, okay, who's like eligible? Like I don't want to get involved with anyone who's like married or spoken for in other ways.
Yeah, define eligible, right?
Right. Someone who would be game.
Okay. All right. So, that's an interesting. I'm trying to figure out what would be the best way to make that approach dice wise. Let's see. Let's just go back and reread some of the traits just to make sure. I think in this case would be using your charisma here a little bit, to charm.
Ooh.
So I'd say some panache. Right.
Great.
Panache would be great.
Awesome.
And either empathy or convince, or maybe notice, depending on what. I mean, it may be right later on, but that's a different story.
Yeah. I dig it. I mean, I guess in this case, yeah, I'd be totally down like for notice, even though that's my weakest one. But it's like I think it's also part of like talking with this kid and trying to see like the way he's describing things, figuring it out, because I don't know, like how you said he was like 12-ish?
Yeah, he's 12.
Oh, okay. So I would say that Wei is probably going to try to, like, the way he's talking is that he's trying not to be like too overt about anything raunchier, but because it's a kid, but he's going to be trying to like say things in a way that would get to the point, but without ruining this young child's innocence.
Which probably gave him a giggle, saying that he was born and raised here.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, anything that you want to do, and that will, whenever you use a race for, using your approach, which is going to be within, like in your case, panache and notice, you say?
Yes.
Would be because it is absolutely a truth. If you choose, like within the scene, to approach something that is outside of that initial approach, it will cost you 2 rays instead of 1.
Okay.
But you can absolutely do something outside of that. So to know like in which order certain things will happen, I'm assuming here everybody has rolled their dice accordingly, or will soon. Can you tell me how many rays you have?
All right.
3 rays, 2 rays.
Oh, snap. 2.
Nice.
2 rays. All right. So the way it works in 7 Seas, there's not like initiative order. It goes by whoever has the most rays goes first. Then, after that is, second and so on.
Great.
So currently, Jay, you approach, I do believe, with Brawn and Brawl. Brawn and Brawl, right?
I'm hoping to connect to people on a carnal level, and then they'll be able to talk to me about
me too.
Specifically, I'm looking for information about well-paying jobs, because I know the captain has other things, and I, bless his heart, he can absolutely go towards those things.
So
he's the captain after all.
So I'm assuming you are looking for somebody that is probably Brownie himself too, but
Yes.
probably know around town, get you your jobs.
Yeah.
And no problem. Like you spend that raise, you find this big burly sailor, completely bald, covered with tattoos and scars, one eye patch, and just has been going at the little corner that has been pushed. It's not really a fighting pit. It's more like tables have been put out of the way to make a spot for people to either
Smack
settle
each other.
either respect each other, settle dispute, make a few coins, and yeah, no problem. You approach that fella. We can call him Bob. Bob. This is just big fella, and yeah, without too much issue, because it's Jay staying. You do exchange, fisticuff with this man, teach him who's boss. Which, yes, you're the big time fucking hero here.
Oh, yeah.
And through fisticuff, you absolutely gain this man respect.
Excellent. Yeah, I make sure to like help him up and like dust him off and like, get him a drink with whatever I earned, that sort of stuff.
Fantastic. So I do believe after like spending that race, all of you have 2 races now.
Yes.
All right. So somebody else in the scene can say exactly can ask me what they want to do, and just the question is not what can I do, it's how can I do it. And generally in 7 Seas, because you can do anything. If you want to jump across a room, swing to a chandelier, to go punch somebody in the face, you can.
Dig it. Okay.
So yeah, either way or Ailey, what's your approach on the scene? What do you want to get and from information? And I will answer truthfully.
Oh man. Well, Wei is of course trying to find the talks of the town as far as which women would potentially be the one. Specifically trying to find out from this kid, because he seems to know what he's talking about. He knows. You
asked was for a single lady, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. And single ladies, they are. Some of them may be working ladies as well. And Wei is a charming man, right? Young
I'd like to
youngish.
think so.
Yeah, I'd like to
Yeah.
think so. He seems to have like a lot of panache and charm.
Yeah.
No, may not be a full the wisp, but at least he has a panache.
Mhm.
So there's this. Let's call her generous woman that has been approaching you. Introduced because you asked Pena for a single lady, and you describe roughly what you were looking for.
Mhm.
There's this very generous woman that approached you, and will absolutely do her best to charm your ear off.
Oh. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So we definitely made a connection. However innocent that connection is, that is.
Great. Well, I mean, in this case, Wei is probably gonna like say to her, "Oh, would you excuse me for just 1 second?" And then he's gonna like reach into his change purse again and slip another 6 coins to Pena.
Pena is having a payday here.
Yeah.
Without saying a word, without skipping a beat, Pena takes those 6 coin and like goes along and goes somewhere else. Doesn't go too far because hey, there might be more payday in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll see how this conversation goes.
Yeah. Fantastic. There you go. You can spend that race to get a single lady.
Great.
Ailey.
As soon as the captain's talking to that lady, Ailey's like, okay, I know who I'm looking into. So I want to figure out like who she is, if she's like,
Okay.
like gonna be like a thief or swindler or something like that.
All right. So you want to know how you can probably read that person. So essentially, I'm assuming Ailey has been clocking at as much as many people around the room and all of that. Yeah, you can spend. She does not appear to be, unless you want her to be somebody that is going to be swindling your captain and charming his pants off and his purse. We can certainly do that. I'm more than happy to go with that option here.
That would be funny if it is. I almost do want it to be somebody swindling him now that you brought that up. That's just such a funny thing to like immediately happen. Look, it's not Ailey, it's not Ailey, it's me, Taylor.
Yeah, I respect that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, things in 5 cells are everybody make a coin however they can. All right.
Yeah.
What this lady is that you're able to discern is she saw somebody that has a pretty face and apparently a generous purse. Whatever will come from that, who knows? Maybe Captain Wei will be able to use his charm to switch things around. But currently, she appears to you to be interested by his pretty face and his pretty purse.
Yeah, Ailey kind of death glares over to this lady and then looks over at Pena wherever he is and kind of gives him a dirty look as well.
I mean, Pena did what he was asked.
Pena was paid very well for his services.
Yeah, I'll have a talk with Pena later. But yeah, I think if I get a chance, I want to try to say something to the captain. But if other people have stuff they're doing, I don't want to keep that up.
And wonderful. All right, going back to Jay. Jay, so you have made friend with Bob through sheer strength.
Yes.
What would you like to extract from Bob? Or
So like I think we're talking over a tankard. And I'll lean in and say, so it's been a while since I've been on these shores here. But I hear that there's potentially some good coin somewhere in town or somewhere right outside of town. Is that something you might know about? Maybe could point me and my crew in the right direction. Maybe something somebody's not really too willing to get their hands dirty in or anything like that.
And that, Bob, as we actually named him, take a big swing from his tankard, do the loudest burp possible, and goes, well, there's always a way to make coin around here. If you want like honest coin, dishonest coin, that's up to you, really. Like
I'm thinking big coin.
Big coin, usually dishonest coin. But the biggest coin person in town is. I would be careful about what you do, because if you go on the bad side of the dawn, that's just a bit of a danger here. But no, I'm pretty sure you seem to be somebody that has like sea legs. If you have a good ship, you can probably be hired as cargo protection, or be the one that would be the people that people need cargo protection from. Like, I know people in either situation.
Well, what would you say is probably, as far as you've heard, potentially the biggest kind of, maybe like a last job situation, like if someone really wanted to, get enough to stop for a while at least.
Last job situation. I mean, like anybody able to take over any section of the city would probably be their last job situation. That would be a big payday, but it's pretty difficult, right?
Right.
You look around. You can see that he's trying to look around and making sure nobody listened to him. But you punch him hard in the ear, so he's pretty deaf right now, so he's talking very, very loudly.
I'll just lean in really close, just to kind of help him feel better.
I heard of this big shipment from Vodache that's just going to be coming by in a few weeks. I mean, not near 5 sails, but by close enough, right? And if somebody with entrepreneur, that's a big fancy word, mine was gonna come across them to relieve them of the burden of transporting those goods.
I mean, it would be doing them a service, right?
It would be doing them a service. It is a lot, traveling on sea, it is a long journey.
You want to make it as light as possible, for sure.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You know that you want to make it. You don't want to go quick, and having a lighter ship makes you go quicker.
So you can get home to whatever is there waiting maybe for you. Right. Well, do you know the name of this ship that, just in case I happen to, be able to be a good Samaritan to them and help them with their heavy load?
Yeah. I had a name for this ship in my mind, like that. It just popped in my head, and I was like, no, this sounds way too fucking dirty.
Now we have to know what it was.
Look, I was thinking of the bird, the swallow. Uh-huh. Then I put the adjective in front of it, happy, which did not work. we're just gonna call it a swallow, okay?
Excellent.
Uh,
Oh man.
And that's gonna be the last time I'm gonna be invited over here.
We're all canceled. Goodbye.
That's right. That's it. Click end stream.
Does Bob have any time frame of when it's
He said like
Gonna be-
roughly 5 weeks based on his information.
5 weeks? Okay.
It's coming all the way from Brache, so it'll take
Cool.
some time. That's future Jay's, thinking ahead of things.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll
All
give
right.
him a big old clap on the shoulders, big old pat on the back, and I'll grab my tankard and head back to wherever the rest of my crew is.
Fantastic. Speaking of big old Pat, Captain,
Great. How's this conversation going?
you tell me, how's this conversation going?
It depends. I guess it's always the luck of the draw because Wei, being a professor, is gonna start talking about various poets and authors. So I mean, is she into that? Is she much for poetry or prose?
I mean, would you like to spend a race to make her into that?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I will spend everything to find the one. I think that's clear.
There is no price on this.
There's no price.
we have to protect. We have to
Yeah.
defend this
We
captain
have
from himself.
I like that this is our objective.
Yeah. I love this so much.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. At first, she may not have been into it too much,
Mm-hmm.
but after a while, you can definitely tell that she's into that. Yeah, she see that you're much more than a pretty face.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, while this is going on, would I notice that Ailey is like kind of hovering or like, watching
I'm
intently?
just looking at you and going like,
One moment, please. You can have the rest of my drink, and then I'll go over to Ailey and say, well, "What's going on? I think I might have found the one."
yeah, you found the one, all right. You found the one lady in here who's about to take you for all you're worth. Captain,
What?
She is only listening to you because she saw you give all that money to that little kid.
Oh,
I mean, you're handsome as well. That's gotta help, but she's gonna listen to whatever you want to say. I mean, maybe she's into poetry, maybe she's into money. You can do better, is what I'm trying to say. You can do better.
all right. Oh, wait, hang on. I don't want to just throw this all away, right? Is there a test question that you would suggest? Maybe something that it'd be like if she answers right, then she's the one. And I could just throw all my money down and arrange for the chapel,
Okay.
all that stuff.
Captain, I gotta say, this impulse of wanting to spend all your money at the drop of a hat, that's the central issue. Whether with this lady or another lady, that's always gonna be a problem. You gotta.
Well, I'm just spending from the group fund. What can I say?
You're spending from the group fund when you're doing all this?
I've already spent all of my money.
You cannot be spending from the group. Do you want a mutiny? Because this is how we're gonna get a mutiny.
Oh no, I'm sure that as long as I make sure to invite everyone in the crew to the wedding, it will be all good. It'll be a
Captain,
big one.
I respect you. I would follow you to the ends of the earth, but this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. I don't think there's a single question you could ask her because she's going to figure out what you want the answer to be, and then she's going to say the right answer. Unless that's what you want in a woman. I don't know. You just want somebody who's going to say yes and take all your money and then go right at it. That's what she's going to do.
Oh, you're right. But I've already spent 12 coins on the way.
There's no use sending, good money after bad, you just gotta let that go. You've done it.
All
That's
right.
it.
All right.
You can spend as much time as you
I'll-
want with that lady. I would just say don't give her any money. Don't give that kid any other money. No more money.
All right. All right. I'll just say my goodbye to her real quick. Maybe it'll create some mystique if it's like the whole if you love, then let her go, and then if it's meant to be, she'll find you again.
Exactly. Ain't no pigeon worth a lick of salt if it doesn't come back to you after you send your message. That's what they always say.
All right. And then Wei will go and say like, I'm sorry, I've got to go. It's been a pleasure. Good evening.
I like to imagine that Jay is walking up to Ailey at this point and like kind of with the tankard in hand, just kind of like settles like in their stance a little bit and kind of like leans over and says, So how bad is it this time?
It's only 12 coin, but it did come from the group fund, which we're gonna have to figure out a way to make that back before the rest of the crew hears about it, because they're not gonna be none too happy about it.
Well, the only thing that I learned about was something that's not going to be profitable for another 5 weeks or so. So,
You think they have any? I saw there's some fighting here. You think there's any kind of tag team thing that you and I could go in on, take some people down, make a quick coin?
I mean, maybe, but I kind of did rough around the only larger person here and just kind of like gestures with their tankard over to Bob. So, I don't think they're going to be very high-paying fights.
Yeah, maybe we could crush a couple low-paying fights, but that's just gonna be getting tired.
Look, there's a reason you all ended up in 5 cells because good decision happened.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna buy the remaining of your raise, and give each of you a euro coin.
Ooh.
You can spend however you want, just so I can set up. I have the liberty here to set up the next scene happening, if that's all right with you. Unless there's any other things that you wanted to do with your raise. Fantastic. I like that.
I absolutely want to have a heart-to-heart with our captain at some point about love and the expectations of love. Because I got some ideas about how to talk to you about this.
That would be very, very important.
Yes.
So, probably, a few tanker veil in, a few important discussion later in about fund management and other important things. Some time has passed in tavern, a few drinks and all. It's still as rowdy as ever. It doesn't matter if it's morning or noon or later on. This tavern never stopped. And you see Pena here and there, getting just chatting up people. Sometimes leaving, sometimes coming back. But one thing that you do notice is going to be some villain coming in. So.
A villain?
A villain.
Oh my God. Whoa.
So you see this gang of, let's say, they would probably appear as your general, sailor-ish type, all wearing matching, more or less mismatching, but similar sash with a red N on them. And in the middle of this is this one very more less just generically descript character, which is our villain. At least one of our villain here. Any of you, actually, Jay, you've
Mhm.
been to 5 sales before, right?
Hmm.
You probably know about Victoria Salmo, aka Aquila, who's an highly ambitious woman, and rumor has it that she is in love with Sibylla Scrappa, yeah, and wish to rule over the Vodace district because she despises Sarajevo, which is the current Don, and he's to her like a little more than the I-class dog, which he is. But Lady V here, you're currently still in the Vodace location. She wants to take also. She seems to also want to take over this location that you're in. So you see, table being flipped as our men walked in. All right, Ollie, it's time that you lend the deed to the tavern to me. Ollie's not about it, but Ollie is also in his age, right? So he's not really about to really, fit to fight. As you saw that woman walk in, you also saw Pena just go and hide behind the table. This boy's like, hell no.
Good. All right, good.
So, you as being big time heroes, this is what we could call a potential risk scenario here. So, whatever you have as risk abilities, you may use. How do you want to deal with this villain that is just here to brawl and take over this tavern?
What was the name of the tavern? The like barkeep? Did we find?
Yeah,
Do I know the name of the person?
It is Ole and Ellenson. I could type it in our chat.
Okay.
It is Ole in because he named the place after himself.
Oh, that's sweet.
Look, sometimes you're not necessarily creative, so you just go with the easiest solution.
I love it. I will murder for this man. I do a lot of violence, it seems.
Yeah.
Defense of other people.
I sometimes make either NPC that you will absolutely hate and want to murder, or people that you would want to murder for. So
Yes, this is good. Cool.
So remember, she is a villain. She's the one person that can legitimately cause people's damage.
Yeah.
And 7 Seas.
So she came in and one of her like thugs flipped a table over and she's like talking. Okay. Yeah, I think Ailey, I mean, as soon as something starts getting flipped over, I think Ailey's ready to start swinging. So I think she's just gonna go for somebody.
All right. So I also get to roll raise for my villains. And they also have what I call danger point.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which are super fun to use. All right. Strength of 5 and all right. All right, so you can roll. All right, so just roll quickly your raise.
Okay, so would this be like brawn brawl?
It depends on your approach. Like,
I
however you wish to approach it.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna start swinging because it's like if she waits for someone else to do it,
Yeah.
then they're gonna kind of know. So I think what she wants to do is the person who knocked over the table, she just wants to punch that person and send them toppling back over.
If you just want to use your fist, it would be brawl. If you have a weapon, it would be weaponry. If you sometimes want to be clever and help your friends, it could be things like warfare.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna start swinging. So that's I got 4 brawn and I've got 3 brawl. So that's 7 dice. And I think if I have 3 ranks in brawl, then I can re-roll a dice if I need to, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Depending.
Okay. That's 2. I'll re-roll this 1. So that's okay. So I've got 2 raises. I've got 3, and then I'll re-roll 1. Just 3.
Just 3 raises. Fantastic. And our Wei and Jay.
Oh wait, sorry. I get to roll. I'm reading. I'm still reading things. I get to roll 1 bonus die when I make a brawling risk to punch, kick, headbutt, or otherwise injure another character. So let me roll 1 more. Okay, that's only a 1. So it's so it's still just 3.
Wonderful. And Jay and Wei.
Well, Jay was gonna consider talking to this person, but then Ailey kind of set the tone. And I'm not one to argue with a crew member. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tackle the old Lady V just straight to the ground.
So this approach will be via brawn brawl, I'm assuming. So roll for brawn brawl.
This is my specialty, y'all.
Yeah, give us a quick idea of how many rays you will have from this.
I also have a thing.
Mm-hmm.
A thing. It is called Where Are You? There we go.
I don't know that ability. Where are you?
No, I have this thing called Reckless Takedown. Which I don't know if this counts as a brute. I don't know what a single brute squad is.
Brute squad would be the goons that are with the lady. Yeah.
Oh, then I will, instead of trying to tackle her, I will basically aim at everyone else. Because I can spend a hero point to immediately defeat a single brute squad, regardless of its strength, but immediately take 1 dramatic wound.
Oh my gosh.
That is awesome. Yeah, roll me your race, and after we have like all our race ready and our idea of scenario, we're gonna just hop on a quick little break and come back to this risk scene like in more details.
3
raises. Okay, perfect.
Nice.
And Wei,
So
how is you approaching this?
Wei would like to leap onto a table
Okay.
and start reciting some poetry that he's heard in an effort to create chaos amongst the ranks of the Lady V's people.
I respect that energy. So we panache.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if it would be convince or warfare in this case, honestly, or perform.
Oh, perform. Oh yeah. I mean, he's really hamming it up. I mean, he like, what I imagine is that he goes to like just underneath where there's like a torch, and he'll grab it and he'll get up onto the table and he'll hold it underneath his chin, kind of like telling a campfire story before he starts reciting this poem. And he's trying to like do so in such a way that it's like he's putting as much like oomph into it to make it a little freaky, make it seem like he's a little unhinged.
Fantastic. All right.
Have I mentioned how much I love our captain?
Yeah. The captain is so extra, and I love that.
So much.
Very good. It's very good.
Like the man has no sailing skill, but he's so out there that pirates respect that.
Yeah, we're seeing
can't
how
not.
he became captain.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
kind of chutzpah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody likes him far too much to tell him you're doing a bad job.
You're not good at this. Okay, we're gonna keep you around.
You're just really great though.
So good.
I've got 2 raises.
All right, perfect. All right, let's keep those rays in mind. Oh, I need to know, amongst your die that did not necessarily generate raises, can you tell me how many? 1
That did
Yeah, dice. Yeah, if you have dice that are left over.
that are left, the little loners that are
trader.
I call trader dice.
I think it was 3. I got like
3.
a 1, a 2, and a 2 or something.
All right,
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah.
and Captain,
Oh man.
you're gonna
I've got 2, I think.
2. All right, so essentially in restoration, those we call trader dice that don't generate raise for you, they generate for our villain, they do generate danger point.
Oh no.
Oh, goody, great, good.
So, all right, we're gonna come back in a few minutes to this risk situation and see how things resolve. Our heroes are gonna be just fine with this, I'm sure.
Wonderful. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. See you on the other side. Hello! Welcome back to Chaotic Wonderful. We are playing this wonderful game of 7th Sea, and, well, let's get back into it. We're back into a fight. So I'll hand it back over to our wonderful GM, Rafiki.
Fantastic, thank you. Yeah, things are going fantastic for heroes just before the break. Yeah, wonderful and artful interactions with various NPCs, Bob, a little kid, and a charming lady, who our captain fell head over heels, maybe a bit too quickly. But that seems to be that's probably what got them in this place to begin with.
Yeah.
A situation like that. And as we're wrapping a few things up in that scene, we began our risk scene, which is more action combat scene in this system, where we've met our, well, I would say first villain. If we would play more, we would probably have more villains.
Mm-hmm.
Vittoria Anselmo, also known as the Aquila, a ruthless person living here in 5 Sails, want to take over the district, and with our brood squad here. So before that, we all rolled for some raise, correct?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna retake that in notes because I roll actually pretty decent for Aquila, and because villains do get to roll. Jay, how many rays did you have again? 3? 2?
3.
Okay. Wei.
I had 2.
2. And Ailey.
I had 3.
Right. So technically my villain rolled 4 raises, so they will go first.
Awfully convenient.
Look, I rolled well. I'm sorry. And she will start up her thing, spending a raise to raise the stakes a little bit by sending her goon squad to break a few things, set a few things ablaze. And you can see things are already, forgive my pun, heating up. And as poor Ole is hiding behind, the Bob is seeing double still. So, and Pena, well, even though Pena is technically a hero, so he cannot easily die, because I would not kill Pena that quickly. Everybody loves Pena. Should be title of a show. He's currently hiding because this is a big villain, and he's a fast-talking, smart boy, but also not very strong. He's smart enough to hide. So that put us to 3 races, which is between Jay and Ailey. So you can go in the order that you want. And remember that you can always use like your virtue or go against your hubris, or use your hero point to help out and do things magically, essentially.
I think before Ailey does anything else, when things are starting to pop off, she looks over at Jay and offers like a predator handshake and is like, "Looks like we're gonna get our tag team after all."
Looks like it. Yeah. There it is. Aha. Aha! No, I was looking for an advantage that I have because it's called Bar Fighter, and I feel like this is applicable here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I want to grab the closest stool that I can find and use that as a brandishing weapon. to brandish and weapon my way around.
It is absolutely
Stop.
within your approach was brawl and brawl.
Yes.
Oh, what exactly you're approaching? Are you approaching like some of the brute squad, or approaching our villain directly?
So it depends if I'm allowed to use multiple advantages on top of each other.
You know what?
Actually-
It's a one shot, and
Okay.
I'm the GM.
So actually, So with Bar Fighter, I get an extra die when I roll, and I did not do that.
Okay.
And the die I rolled would have given me another raise. I know
Okay.
we've already done everything.
It's okay. I
Okay.
forgive you. It's your first time,
Yes.
so you can use
Excellent.
that raise.
Excellent. Great. Yeah, I would like to, I think, that, I think I think that, Jay is going to, I'm gonna go with my first instinct. As much as I want to rough up everybody and use my big superhero thing, I think I am gonna just go straight for the lady, because she's the worst, and I've never liked her, and I really don't like her now, because she's trying to take this place that I enjoy away from people I enjoy. So I am gonna go straight for her.
Fantastic. And you go and you just go with your whatever chair or leg or whatever you could find, put your hands on.
Yeah, I want to try to smack her a bit and like trip her. And then I'm better at fisticuffs, so I want to try to use the chair to like trip her up and then like basically intimidate her to leave.
All right.
And never come back. That's my goal.
So would you like to essentially, like you're probably closer to the bar, she's probably closer to the door, and just take that chair and just swing it, toss it, and just trip her down and
Yes.
unbolt her a little bit, to say the least.
Yes.
And you do exactly that. You swing that chair. She did not expect that. She tripped and fall, and she's still, okay. But a bit more surprised and humble about the whole situation, seeing that, well, there may be some opposition in this. Not gonna say shithole, but yeah, it is pretty much a glorified shithole.
To her, probably, yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Which after technically it would be back to 3 races, because you technically have 4 and going back to 3. It would be, and she already used 1 as well, so it would be to Ailey. And then back to Jay or the villain, because both have 3 raises.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm up. Is that what's happening next?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. Tell me what you want to do, and we can go on how you can do it.
Yeah, I'm going to just as soon as I, do the handshake with Jay takes off and does what they're doing. I'm just going to like run over, like fully barreling towards the person who like flipped over the table and just like haymaker knock him out, and I want him to go bowling back over the table.
All right, so you're just going directly for the goon squad, like a few goons. And there's a few goons around, and what do we see here is Ailey just using her big muscle and just like, you know what, I'm just gonna deal with you, smack 2 of their head together. Very like, I don't know if we've all seen like Princess Bride. You also seeing with just like fighting for a dude without breaking eye contact.
Yeah,
that's exactly how badass you are right now.
I put for my character concept, if Fezzik were a woman. So
there you go.
Very accurate, yeah. And I think as I'm like knocking their heads together, I'm just like, well, bless your heart. You thought you'd come here and stir up some trouble. Not on my watch.
Yeah, without breaking eye contact, without breaking a sweat, you're just tossing a goon left and right, one over the chandelier. There's one that just go flying over the captain.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Absolutely. All right. All right, we're going down still in rank of 3 races, because we're always going whoever has the most races. in the order. So Jay, I'm gonna let you go before our villain because I'm kind.
Wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Okay. I am going to. So is she just kind of like off balance, or is she like falling over?
She you know what? Do you want her to be off balance or falling over?
I want her
That's reason.
eventually be on the ground.
All right, so let's put her off balance for now.
Okay.
Because she's a villain, she's a bit more tougher than just general goons.
Right. I want to. I'm going to walk over to her and give like a very like mock like bow on my way over, and say, Lady V, this is not yours and you need to go. And then I'm just gonna punch her.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Send her like spiraling over and falling into like one of the tables.
Fantastic.
Potentially.
It is so funny that you call her Lady V because in my like list of NPCs, there's a different character named Lady V, and I love that.
Ooh.
And you punch her, and you use your race just to put a wound on her.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. All right. You do exactly that, without breaking a sweat, without even like paying attention to all the chaos around you. That's your objective, is to put that lady back to her place. Which, she's not very happy. So, what I'm gonna do,
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna spend 2 raises on that, and she's gonna get up. She's gonna take out her sword and slash you twice, inflicting 2 wounds. So on your death spiral, you can mark 2 little thing, and we are like those are just minor wounds. They're not yet a grievous wound, which would be at 1. But we all know that when this happen, there's a little bonus that happened there.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, as part of my arcana, I have a
Yes.
virtue called passionate. And I can
Yes.
activate this when another hero takes wounds, and I can prevent from suffering those wounds, but I'll take a dramatic one instead.
You can certainly do that.
Okay.
How do you want to do that?
So, what way is gonna see is like the possibilities of if there are other women in the bar who are watching, he could be a
definitely.
hero, and also potentially Victoria. Who knows?
I mean, it's not because she's a villain that she's not attractive.
Right, exactly. And I mean, as far as like someone who takes charge, that kind of gets the motor going a little bit. So Wei is gonna move
fix her,
forward.
Wei.
Oh
You
yeah,
can fix her. You can do it. I believe in you.
and he's gonna be very loud about it, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, my crewman," and then like kind of jump forward and kind of like make him as big as possible. So he's like right in between as Victoria goes for those slashes, and he takes a big one. He's like, "Oh, but it's worth it for my crew."
the most dramatic moment. Probably leaving people in confusion and awe.
Yes.
You probably confused the villain, but left a few of those other possible single ladies quite in awe. So you got some attention. It's plus on for you.
Yes.
How many did that prevent? All of it?
That prevent all of it.
Oh well.
I do believe, right?
What a captain.
I think like it says whenever another hero takes wounds.
Okay, so instead of you have taken 2 wounds usually. So you don't take those 2 wounds, but you do go directly to the first little star symbol on your death spiral, which is
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
I love that.
Well,
So
And
good.
you know what? Just
that's
because
good.
it's
That's
that
gonna make
way,
Jay angry, though.
you
Now
get
Jay's
your-
mad. Now
You-
Jay's
you-
mad.
You use the Arcana, Jay, and I love that so much. You get a hero point.
Yes.
I'm sick. Thank you. Thank
Let's
you.
go.
Yeah.
I like to reward big, silly things like that with hero points. So,
It's very good.
I appreciate it.
which remember you can spend to possibly in certain situation help your fellow crewmate, and
Ooh.
yeah,
Question as far as like
Yeah.
spending hero points, does it have to be on our turn or
yeah. Technically, like it would be before rolling for risk.
okay.
But using a special ability requires a hero point, and I think like using Arcana is like it would use a hero point here.
Mhm.
But you just gain one because I loved that so much. It was just so awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. So going back in that order, our villain only has one race left. So Ailey or Jay, in whichever fashion you wish to go.
I think Jay should go since that just happened.
Yeah, I think that would just be super appropriate right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I envision,
Mm-hmm.
Captain Way jumping in front of Jay and getting this, what would have been a manageable amount of damage on Jay
Yeah.
is absolutely not for our dear captain. And so like I kind of catch you as you're, falling down. And kind of try to put you somewhere like turn a little ways away from the big bad villain and put you like on, leaning against something, and then turn back and you can see like the one eye that's very visible is just glaring. And they are going to at this point actually tackle, like full on sprint tackle her to the ground, and with the intention of just going to town on her with fisticuffs wise.
Yeah. Different situation is different going to town.
Yes.
Yeah, and without like it probably is partially the surprise of like seeing Way heroically just jumping in front as she was about to hurt you. And I feel like a bit of missing confusion. Just go and tackle her, use the ground, and
Faster than I think was anticipated, because
Faster, yeah.
I mean, Jay wasn't moving fast up to that point.
no. Jay can be surprisingly agile and quick when they want.
And very musculars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate to do conversation, but because hippo are just fucking amazing, just a mountain of muscle that can be very quick when they want to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hiding under a little bit of like age and a little bit of softness, but like still there. We're
It's
still
still there.
kicking.
Jay is still kicking.
And punching and all the things
Yeah.
you do with your muscles.
And you just go ham on that
yeah.
villain. She is currently unexpectedly on the ground and trying to keep hold of her sword the best she can. But yeah, you are.
You don't bring a sword to a fist fight, you're gonna lose.
You are inflicting some wounds on her. So perfect. Ailey, you go for it.
Yeah. If I wanted to do a raise and spend a hero point on a knack, would I do those both at the same time?
Yeah,
Or would
you
I
can do that
okay.
at the same time.
So I've been like tossing these people around, and
Yeah.
then the captain makes this huge spectacle of like jumping in front and getting grievously injured. So Ailey just like kind of dusts her hands off, turns around, just like fury on her face, and she's like, ain't nobody gonna do that to my captain and get away with it, and just come over to where Jay is fighting the villain. And I want to. Okay, so I think what I want to do is she's on the ground now, right? She got
Correctly.
tackled.
I'm like on top. I'm on top of her, just
Okay.
like.
And also, neutralizing a villain does not mean killing them necessarily, right?
Yeah.
You can,
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go over to her, and like I have these like, big boots with like, my thick socks. I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna just not fully stepping all the way, but like boot over her hand. Like I'm going to like, step on her hand. I'm gonna spend a hero point with stare down.
okay.
We have the same advantage. We were meant to be teammates.
Yeah. And intimidate her into backing down from a threat. And I'm just gonna say, if you want to keep your hands, you better get the hell out of here. And just about to, stomp on her fingers.
I like that. And you just do that, stomp her. She, release like her grasp on the sword, which is not very far, but still, it's released. And she's evaluating the situation that is currently not in her favor whatsoever. She was coming here in a tavern just to be the big villain bully and take over, and she got met with those 3 heroes. And that I've just been confusingly badass.
Yeah.
The wrong day to come and get this bar
That's right.
on you.
Mhm.
On you.
Fantastic. I love that so much. Wei, you are currently on the ground, after like those wounds. And like most like small wounds are essentially, you get like punch here and there. Like a grievous wound, best way to compare it, or one of the way that you can compare it, if people have seen Die Hard, is that scene like when you're walking on glass bare feet, it hurts, it really sucks. That's the equivalent of a grievous wound, right? So
Okay.
you're fairly injured, but you're a hero. You gotta pull through, right? Big time hero way.
Yeah.
Come on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
I want Ailey to be like also like talking up way. Like during this, just being like, Captain, that was mighty brave of you. I ain't never seen anybody act like that in my life.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
gonna be able to get all the single lady without spending coin.
Just what you want.
Oh goodness. Okay. So in this moment, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as I have an ability, but I think I might be too late because it says just before a confrontation with a villain occurs.
Yeah.
It's joie de vivre. It's where I would spend a hero point to make a pithy or clever comment, to try to bolster
Okay.
the people around me. Is there any chance I could do that?
Well, based on that, like wonderful setup on how you wanted to do your approach, let's just allow it. Let's just say that it went in. Because you were there on the table, just bolstering it, doing your thing. So let's do it at the same time.
Great. So in this case, it's like after having gotten stabbed and with Ailey like backing him up verbally and Jay just being a tank. Wei is gonna, like, while wounded, he's gonna like kind of stagger up to his feet, and then he's gonna call out, "So, my crew here, we're all here to defend Oles Inn, and you should know. And I don't know if Wei knows Victoria's name or not. But
is it your first time year 5 sales? I have a feeling that when you were swindled,
so.
probably.
Yeah. Yeah, is she very like notorious?
She's fairly notorious around these parts.
Okay. then I will address her by name and be like, Victoria, you should know that whenever you're messing with my crew, with Jay and Ailey, that, well, of course, no one who messes with O will receive more woe than you. And as a result, because because of joie de vivre, each hero that hears this speech will count all dice equal to or under their skill on their next roll as 10s.
How lovely.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Wonderful. I like that.
Awesome.
What
Thank
a
you.
badass crew.
Ailey starts a slow clap.
It sounds like Jay is clapping, but really it's just the sound of Jay's punches hitting.
I love this so much. So, all right. Going back to our villain, who has received a thundering speech among thundering punches. And is seeing like, well, currently the errors of her way, at least the best she can. She's still a villain at heart. I'll use our last raise to somehow get out of like squeeze her way around underneath Jay. She's a bit more finesse and you're more brawn, so she's wiggling her way out and trying to grab her sword. No, kind of impressed by the whole situation, to be honest. No, kind of impressed by the captain, that she was not expecting that from such a small man. But she likes it. She's into it.
Nice.
She looks around. She sees like the situation is not going well for her. All right, you've made your point, but that's not the last you're gonna see from me. And she winks at you, but you're not sure if she's winking or because she got punched so hard at her eyes. It's a hard time to open. She calls, boys, let's leave this place for now. And the few goons that were tossed all over the place by Ailey are slowly trying to make their way up. And there's probably going to be one that's going to be still unconscious, like face down in the barrel somewhere.
I wanna pick up one of the unconscious ones over my shoulder and give them to one of the other goons. Like, take your trash out with you. Don't leave anything behind.
Yeah, and you take him out. Then she gives like all of you a last look before leaving the place. And as soon as the door closed, the whole tavern erupts in cheers. Yeah, and you see a. Fucking forgot its adorable name. I'm so
Pena.
Pena.
Pena. Yes.
I wrote it down. That's the only reason I remember that.
Pena. I'm bad at remembering my own NPC's name. So bad. And you see Pena just jumping on the table. Yeah! I brought them here. Yeah! You're taking some of the credit.
It was me. Pay me.
I brought them here.
You see all like behind the bar, getting up. Drinks all around. Free on the house for my heroes of the tavern. My new best friends.
I'm gonna go over to the captain. I'm gonna you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna take off the bandana on their head. And I think it's the first time that like probably the captain for sure has seen. There's this like really gnarly like burn scar on like this part of her of their face. They still have their eye and it's fine. But it's like it's really gnarly and nasty, and they're like missing a bit of their hair up there as well. But they're gonna use that to like tie, a little to kind of keep your guts inside of you, so to speak.
Thank you, Jay. Oh, please, if I don't make it, just remember me as
Captain,
a hero.
you're gonna be fine. Thank you for
so.
actually. That was try not to do that too often though, because it's really not good for your health in the long run.
Yes, if I live, then I will remember.
I'm just gonna like grab whatever tank. I don't know whose it is, but it's got drink in it, and I'm just gonna grab it and slide it over, and just say this. Put this in your mouth, and it's gonna help a bit.
Oh, all right. And initially he was like thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to do the alcohol in the wound thing, but then when they suggest drinking it, he's like, oh, that sounds much more pleasant.
I mean, much more pleasant is a different thing because none of the beer is very pleasant. But yeah, it's more pleasant.
The effects of it will be more pleasant.
Yeah, don't wanna splash beer in a wound. I'm pretty sure.
Get those live cultures in there. Let's go.
And maybe some other alcohols are better. I think Ailey starting to sing, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, and nobody can deny, and is like getting everyone to like clap again.
Oh yeah, everybody just goes in and cheers, and drinks are being brought all around. Like poor old has a hard time like being able to keep up with the.
I'm helping that. I like find some other towel or something to put on my face, but like I'm helping the old man out because like this place is my gym too. So like we're gonna help the local bar out.
And if the alcohol was and bandage was not enough to help poor Captain Way, the attention that follows suit with possibilities for future endeavor and romance.
Oh, great.
Options are what you have now.
Yeah. And I'd say the unfortunate part is as he's talking to all these people with like stars in their eyes, it's like every time he moves, it's more pain than he's ever felt. And he's like, oh no, the timing. That hurts more than this.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
All right. I love this so much. I love this crew. They're amazing and chaotic. All right. So as we paint the last scene of this episode here, and like the camera is like more or less panning over the tavern, and just showing shots of like people cheering and dancing and singing songs way off key at this point. Nobody that drinks that much can still sing in key. What are the little things that our heroes are doing as things are being wrapped up on their end, in whichever order you choose to do so is going to be true?
Ooh, sick. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I for Wei, I think it's just because he hasn't suffered these wounds before. He spends a lot of time bedridden, recovering. It's like people will visit, but he'll just be sleeping. And so he'll just see like maybe flowers, and people like he'll ask he'll probably ask Jay and Ailey to describe the people, and then just be so disappointed. He's gonna regret every time. But yeah, he's just resting, recuperating.
Yeah.
But overall, feeling good that he did something heroic.
Yeah. Yeah. A couple of drinks in for sure, doing something heroic, feeling like a proper sailor.
Yeah.
Got some gentle company that night that did not aggravate, make the wound worse.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Becoming a true pirate. And
We'll get him there someday. One of these days.
Yes.
he may not have found true love, but he found something for sure. All right. Our two muscle
Yeah.
brawn squad.
I'm trying to think what Ailey would do after this.
Like, how would you arrive that evening in the tavern, if anything?
Yeah. I think Ailey's gonna look for that woman that the captain was talking to before.
Yeah.
And I think she's gonna kind of I'm trying to think of how she would do this. I think she's gonna, after there's been some drinking,
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna kind of just sidle up to this woman and she's gonna say, listen now, my captain, he's a good man. And he's looking for love. And I don't think that's something that you can offer. But I am not looking for love. I'm just looking for whatever I can get. So
And she's into that.
yeah.
Let's go. Oh my God. This is amazing.
So that's how Ailey spends her evening.
In good company.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Hooray.
For a first night back in port, yeah. It's wonderful.
So Jay spends a lot of time alone. But over the next handful of days while the captain is bedridden and while Ailey is bedridden for other reasons,
Yeah.
Jay is going to go and do a couple of odd jobs around town to make up the money the captain has spent. And spend a lot of time outdoors because one of their favorite things is to stay out with like the starlight and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they'll stick around Pena a little bit and not see the sights with Pena, but like walk around the streets with him at night and get him some snacks and things of that nature.
Yeah.
To keep him happy and occupied.
Yeah. I mean, Penya's a good kid. Up to Mischief here and there, but a smart kid, good kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Penya enjoyed the company.
Yeah, he got
And whenever
someone
he
laid.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah.
True.
Got his money's worth for sure.
And whenever you need a translator for a language you don't understand inner five cells, Penya's there for you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Wonderful. Well, I had a wonderful time.
That was so
Sunset
fun.
on City of Five Cells
Yay.
with our heroes, crew member of the Hummingbirds. Hopefully, they will find some fortune here. At least they did find something.
In the next 5 weeks, we got it.
Yeah.
That's true. Our big break is coming.
Our big break is coming. It's
Their
just
big
very
break is-
slow.
It's just very slow. Exactly. Fantastic. Well, I had a lot of fun.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for GMing. It has been an absolute blast. I mean, as we're wrapping up, why don't we just say just the final words from each of our cast members here. We'll start with Taylor, with Rafiki on deck. Who you are, who you've been, and where people can find you.
Yeah. My name is Taylor. She, her pronouns. I was playing Ailey Baird, who also uses she, her pronouns. And you can find me on Twitter at Roll for Felicity. You can also find me on Twitch, which is also twitch.tv/Roll for Felicity. I play a lot of one-shots, usually GMing, so it was fun to be a player this time. But yeah, that's where you can find me. Roll for Felicity pretty much anywhere.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for being here.
This is
Now
great.
let's go over to Rafiki with Maria on deck.
All right, because I got a bit of flack from what I can only assume may have been like Nikki in chat earlier about not saying anything, too many things about me. I'm Frank, aka Rafiki, on the internet. When I'm not being a guest on wonderful channels like this one, or playing as or GMing, I'm a GM, player, Mischief maker. You can find me typically on the GR Crew channel, where I currently stream every Thursday for Titus Griff campaign, which uses the Fantasy Age system. Or at least the first Tuesday of every month, usually I try to do a one-shot. I love doing one-shots and gymming and bringing new wonderful system to people like such as this one. I love 7 Seas. It is simple and chaotic and wonderful. And other than that, I'm also a professional composer. I do music under my personal brand called Raven Skull Production. You can find that somewhere on the internet.
That's so awesome. Again, thank you so much for GMing. It's been an absolute blast. Well, let's go over to Maria with myself on deck.
Hello, it is me. I am Maria. I was Jay Berkman. I hope to be Jay sometime again in the future because my goodness, this was delightful. Yeah. You can find me on the internet at Happy Capster, either here on Twitch, streaming a variety of games and such. You can also catch me on a couple of other channels throughout the various weeks. Over on Only Play Wizards, we play the Expanse TTRPG every Wednesday. We're coming back tomorrow, and I'm excited. And then every other Thursday, I am in a Pathfinder 2e campaign over on Waffles Maple Syrup. That is stellar also as well. The cast is great, and I love them so much. Beyond that, I am also the co-founder of Goblin Society Games, which is a TTRPG creation company. We made some supplements for D&D 5e. We're working on a sci-fi companion sci-fi, we're setting, there it is, for the Savage World system, I think. But we're doing some sci-fi stuff, and we're doing some other stuff, and we're gonna be at Gen Con next month, so, like, you should come say hi. I think that's all I'm doing right now. Check my socials. I'm doing a lot of things. This wasn't planned until today, so I'm very glad I was here. Yeah. But check my socials so you know when I do stuff like this.
Hell yeah. What a boss. Goodness. Well, I have been Matt. I played Way this evening, and I also hope that I'll be able to play this captain again sometime. Fingers crossed. But you can find me socials, Twitch, YouTube, improv, and D&D. But aside from that, thank y'all so much for tuning in. You have been incredible. The players have been awesome. The GM has been awesome. Y'all have been so much fun to play with. Y'all viewers are incredible for tuning in. And we've been chaotic wonderful. So wherever you happen to be, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Take care, y'all. Bye.